Hello, welcome back to Emily Draws Animals. I'm Emily, and today I've got a fun new story for you. Are you brave and full of good ideas? If so, you might find today's story interesting. I'll be illustrating Belling the Cat, a classic Aesop's fable that teaches us that putting ideas into action can be harder than we think. So, grab a cup of tea, get cosy, and join me as I bring this timeless tale to life. Belling the Cat. In a quiet, cosy house, there lived a group of mice who were constantly troubled by a large ginger cat. This cat had a reputation for being fat, hungry, and always on the lookout for an easy meal, and the mice knew they were its favourite snack. Day after day, they lived in fear of the cat's sharp claws and glinting teeth. No matter how quietly they tried to move around, the cat always seemed to know where they were. They were trapped in a constant game of hide and seek, with the cat always the winner. One day, in their usual gathering, the mice began discussing how they could finally rid themselves of this menace. They all agreed that something needed to be done, or else they would live in constant fear. After much debate, a young, clever mouse stood up with a spark of inspiration in his eyes. "I have a plan," he said. "Why don't we tie a bell around the cat's neck? That way we'll always know where he is and we can avoid him easily." The other mice were silent at first. They had never heard of such a solution before. A bell? It seemed so simple, yet so clever. They all nodded in agreement, excited by the idea. But then an old wise mouse raised a paw and asked, "Who will bell the cat?" The room went quiet. The younger mouse, full of enthusiasm moments ago, now looked around uneasily. The idea of actually putting a bell around the cat's neck suddenly seemed much harder than they had imagined. Who among them would be brave enough to face the cat and risk their life for such a task? They realised, as the minutes passed, that while the plan seemed brilliant, no one was willing to carry it out. The idea of belling the cat was easy to suggest, but much harder to do in practice. And so, after a long silence, the mice finally acknowledged the truth. They were all talk and no action. In the end, they continued to live in fear of the cat, with no real solution in sight. The clever plan remained just that, an idea, never acted upon. The moral of the story is that it's one thing to come up with a clever idea, but it's another thing entirely to put that idea into action. This fable teaches us that while it's easy to make plans or suggest solutions, taking the necessary steps to carry them out is often much more difficult. It emphasises the importance of action over just talking about ideas. If you enjoyed today's story, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe. And if you have any feedback on the story or want to suggest a new one for next time, feel free to leave a comment below. I'd love to hear from you. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now.